What's up, guys? BlugoblinX here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to another edition, another episode, as always, of my comic review. I really appreciate everybody who came out to see my first comic haul preview. I'll continue to do that, guys. If you don't mind. I thought I had a lot of fun showcasing, what I got, so you can see, okay, this is what Chris is gonna review when the full episode comes. I've seen other guys do it, like I said, FatStakeofComics and Chloe and Mark do it. Comic Corner, Mike Spider Slayer do it, and things like that. And so I was like, I should try that. It looks fun. It looks fun to see, and just to see what if anybody matches what I got, my pulls. And the funniest thing is, like, almost everybody who commented on that said, dude, your stack is nearly as exact as mine. And I find that really ironic and funny at the same time. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. But I'm here to give you my review on the books that I showcased. Like I said, guys, I picked up no DC this week. I read all the DC books in store, so all those annuals and I think it was Red Lanterns that came out, all solid issues, good. I appreciate them, and I'll just pick them up later to add them to my collection. But other than that, I just stuck with basically what we have in this stack, guys. As you saw, is Marvel and Independent. So we're going to kick it off with Marvel, actually, and we're going to go with none other than Captain Marvel. This is issue number 14, and there's a lot of, it's bright in my room so you can really see it, really cover. Nice, like that cover. Get to see the classic, look of Carol in the back. Right? Her first, her first look when she first donned that look and things like that. Her classic look, and then from there. This is the last part of the Enemy Within storyline that was going on. Like I said, Miss Kelly Sue DeConnick, solid writing as always for Carol. She does solid writing for this character, and I love it. The artwork is always what we fans always talk about. It's like Miss DeConnick gives a stellar writing performance, but it's always the artwork that seems to suffer. And in this issue alone, who's writing it? Who's the artwork? We have Scott Huburn and Gerardo Sandolova. I hope I'm saying that name right. They kind of share. And at some points the artwork looks okay, and then sometimes they make Carol look a little bit mannish, and I don't like that. But this cover right here is perfect. So in the meantime, basically, the final battle between Jan Rag, who is a disgraced Kree warrior that has ties to Carol. Now the whole story comes to fruition about the abnormality in her brain and why she can't fly and everything like that. That's all explained in here more. And Carol and her fellow Avengers are trying to stop these Kree sentries that are all over, that were dormant on the planet, and he's activated them in there, so he's using them. Just really good storytelling. Carol, not going to spoil a lot, Carol does something in this book that really just showcases just what type of woman she really is, as not just as a hero, but just as a friend. She really showcases why, to me, she's one of my favorite Marvel females. And you gotta love her for that. Even though sometimes I'll admit it, that sometimes Carol can be stubborn as a mule and things like that, but she still showcases in this book, especially the ending, she showcases that she's one hell of a woman, very much, and you gotta respect her for that. But I'm really interested in seeing what's coming next in Captain Marvel, because and it does have ties into the Infinity stuff. I'm not gonna spoil it, but let me just give you a hint. It has something to do with a certain character she once was, or a certain power base she once has or still has is just dormant in her, and that power set starts with a B. There you go. But other than that, Captain Marvel 14, very good, solid writing. Miss Kelly Sue, just keep up the good work. Indeed. And you want to talk about stellar writing? Alright, we're going into Daredevil, Man Without Fear, number 29. Mark Waid. And Javed Rodriguez does the artwork in here. This picks up right where issue number 28 left off, when we saw old bully of Matt's when he was a kid. You know, Matt taught him how to defend himself in court, be his own defense attorney. Unfortunately, something bad happened to him, and this is where we find out that basically in this, it's Daredevil versus a group of white supremacists. And you know what? It does my heart good to see when some of my favorite heroes laid a smackdown on the candy asses of some fucking white supremacists. Okay? I'm gonna put it like that. So we get to see that. And I was really, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I don't remember the Serpent Society being white supremacists, but then I'm like, it would make total sense why. They're Captain America villains, first and foremost, but yeah, it would make sense. But yeah, it's all about that, and it's to the point that they have infiltrated the justice system. That's Daredevil's world, and he feels very hurt and very, angry about that. It's like, these motherfuckers just orchestrated into my world when I'm not Daredevil. So it's all about that in this issue. Without spoiling too much for you, that's the main gist of this. Now Daredevil has taken it upon himself to root out the snakes and take them out for the greater good. And that, once again, Mr. Wade just tells a stellar performance, stellar writing, good stuff. This is another book that I'm always jonesing to read. Mark Waid, Marvel, please do not take this man off this title. He is just killing it on this title. Alright, next up we move on to is Fearless Defenders number 7. Cullen Bunn, and the artwork in this is done by Stephanie Hans. I hope I'm saying your name right, ma'am. Very good artwork. I liked it. It was very like, I wouldn't say noirish, but it just felt like a lot of watercolors to it, which was nice. The cover is nice. Like I said, they're gonna get very creative with the covers. You got Misty, Valkyrie, and Danny. Like they're painting. I like that. But Danny's not in this. This is Mark Brooks. That's Mark Brooks. I love Mark Brooks' artwork. So I know his work anywhere. Anyway, in this issue, I know a lot of people have been really upset about what happened to Abigail. I know there are a lot of people saying, "Oh, Marvel does it again, kills off another homosexual character." Blah blah blah. I understand, but then you got to also look at it like, okay, maybe Mr. Bunn has something planned for that. You don't know. Instead of trying to burn down his place, give him a chance. And that's what some people did. And in this, it's kind of explained in this very well. So in this issue, we see Abigail in Valhalla. She's in Valhalla, along with all the other dead heroes, just enjoying, telling tales. Oh yeah, when I did this and everything like that, haha, huzzah, and she's not really liking it. She's like, man, she's like, this is Valhalla. She's like, man, I wish I'd have studied better, something better than Norse mythology, and stuff like that. And you got some of the other females there just saying, Lady Abigail, don't you want to come, hang out with us, party? And she's like, no, I'm going to my room, things like that. In the meantime, Valkyrie is in Valhalla, Valkyries are Valkyries. They are meant to go. They take the dead Vikings and all the other heroes to Valhalla. They escort them there so she can go there. And she's basically there for one reason: to get Abigail. She's here to get Abigail. She feels that Abigail deserves to live. And in the meantime, she encounters some trolls. She disperses them with a little help from somebody who I was really shocked to see, Clea, from former lover of Doctor Strange and former ruler of the Dark Dimension. She's in this issue, and she plays a big factor in this issue as well. When they do, we get to realize that Clea was hiding out in Valhalla because Dormammu sent some people to look for her in other dimensions, and so finally her scent they tracked her to Valhalla, and it was Valkyrie who did that. However, she needs Clea's help. Not going to spoil what help she needs her for, but Clea's like, I don't know if I can do that. And I love how Valkyrie plays the reverse psychiatry on her and basically says Steven could do it. And almost Clea was like, I didn't say I couldn't do it, but I could, it's just tricky. So when Valkyrie and Abigail meet again, it was like, okay. It was the funniest part to me was when one of the Vikings who was like trying to hit on Abigail and Valkyrie, they were like, both shut up. I thought that was really funny. But bottom line is, does Abigail return to the living? I'm not gonna spoil that because it's something of a twist, and it was a shocker. Cullen Bunn hit us with a big shocker in this issue, guys. That was like, what? Oh, that's why what's her name was saying it's tricky. That's why she says it's not really a good idea. And I'm talking about Clea. But now it makes sense. But still, solid writing from Cullen Bunn and Stephanie Hans. I would love to see more of your artwork. Your artwork was really good, ma'am. I loved it. Like I said, a lot of watercolors. It was very beautiful. Very beautiful artwork. Very good, indeed. Alright, let's move on to Guardians of the Galaxy. This is issue 5. Bendis, still killing it, and Sarah Pacelli. Yeah, look at that cover. There she is, Angela, the angel. She makes a bigger debut than she did in Age of Ultron now. She still wants answers about who brought her here. Why was I sent here? And she wants answers. Without spoiling too much, this kind of has ties to the Age of Ultron, I believe. Star-Lord is looking for answers of some of these visions he's been having, and he goes to certain people that I know, characters that were part of the Guardians of the Galaxy world as well. Tony and Rocket Raccoon are working on his armor after the last issue, and Rocket and Tony the chemistry between them, the writing and the chemistry, that how Bendis does it is just so funny. And there's still some kind of like, Rocket's like saying, so you and Gamora hooked up, huh? It's a bad idea. And so, Gamora comes into the workshop where they are, and Tony's like, hey, how you doing? And she's like, whatever. And it's like, and he's like, and Rocket's just like, told you. Like, it's really funny. And then Rocket's like, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. I thought that was hilarious. Rocket is still the same Rocket that he's always been from when Andy Landon and David Abingdon was writing it as well. But yeah, it still plays up the fact of these visions, and Star-Lord is going all over to figure out who did this, what is going on, and it takes him to a certain somebody who is about to make a big explosion this month soon. Not going to spoil who that is, but is there a fight in this between Angela? Yeah. Gamora and Angela go at it in this, and yeah, that was good stuff right there. Guardians of the Galaxy, still stellar writing from Bendis. Keep up the good work, sir. You won't be disappointed in this, guys, I promise you. Alright, and we move on to Venom, number 38. Colin Bunn again. And the artwork is done by Kim Jacinto. I'm not sure if that's a man or a woman, so I'm not even gonna. I'm just saying the artist. The artwork was good for what it was. So basically now, Flash realizes he's kind of cut off now. Now that he's in Philly, he kind of broke ties with a lot of, the Avengers and everybody like that. He's trying to do it on his own, but he realizes that he can't. He needs a little help. And that's kind of always been the biggest like nitpick with some superheroes, is like they think they can do it on their own. Sometimes you shouldn't be the strongest person, strongest man, woman should never be afraid to ask for help. Like I said, even Superman sometimes asks for help. What's up with that? There's nothing wrong with that, right? And so he realizes he needs a little help, and he gets a little help from an old friend of his, the reporter that he's been and she's well connected in Philly, so she knows where to go for help and things like that. He's got it. It's starting to feel a little bit like Venom is getting like what what the Shadow has. He has a network of individuals that help him, and that's kind of what he does in the streets of Philadelphia. And of course, he's trying to figure out, Lord Ogre. He's got all these assassins and mercenaries coming after him and everything like that, including somebody he thought he put away. I'm gonna spoil it for you. Spoiler alert, guys. Jack-O-Lantern is back, and I'm glad to see that they really making Jack-O-Lantern like this Flash Venom arch enemy. We also get to see that certain female student that seems to may know that Flash is Venom, and we get to see a little bit about her more in the beginning. We get to see she lives with her father, and her father is kind of like a big Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune fan. He's watching them. You just watch him. Her and him are watching game shows, and he's just like, yeah, pick a vowel, and everything like that. And she's telling her father, like, Dad, if you know a secret, should you tell it to everybody? And she goes on, and her father goes on to tell her some things about it. And so, basically, in the meantime, she goes up to Flash's apartment. She's like, Mr. Thompson, I need to talk to you, and opens the door, and she gets a rude awakening. Jack-O-Lantern starts coming after her, comes in and everything like that. Some other spoilers, I'm not going to spoil, some very shocking stuff at the end, and then it was the big shocker that kind of teases that if you've seen that little solicitation with another character with Flash, it's explained in here, guys. Good stuff, Mr. Bunn. Very good stuff. Very good. Keep it up. And the last Marvel book I picked up, I think I forgot. I did forget one book. I'll pick it up later. I think I forgot Indestructible Hulk. That was the one. I think I did. I probably forgot to put it in my pull, but anyway. XMen. This is number 3. Brian Woods, another one of my favorite artists. Olivier Capelli. Artwork is beautiful. Look at Psylocke. Look at Betsy. Looking all so good. Very dialogue heavy in this one. Not a lot of action. It's there, but very dialogue heavy. But it doesn't bore you. It doesn't tank. It's not like, okay, let's get some action in this. No, the dialogue really sells this book. Brian Woods does a good job in this. They're still dealing with Sublime and his sister, because this is the final issue of it. they're in Bucharest, I believe, dealing with it. This really felt more like a espionage book, more like Private Eye, because Storm and all, they're driving around Bucharest, and they're not like using their powers a lot, Storm, and she should be flying, right, but it's not. We're still then back at the school. Kitty's dealing with that situation that we saw in the last issue with a certain bomb. We see some of the other females like Pixie. It's good to see Pixie, Hellion, Armor, Brink, I believe, and some other, I forgot the other, but they're dealing with what's going on in there. I love where Kitty takes the bomb and she's like, Blink, teleport and take this somewhere very far up. And she's like, okay. Says her La Rosa Cavasca, she teleports that way. She like uses these incantations, Saroka Mokavia, and she just teleports, and she's really high up, and she just teleports back. It was funny. It was great. I love Pixie. Gwen's a cool character. And that's pretty much it. It was really good. Omega Sentinel plays a big role in this, and as well as since they are in Bucharest, basically Jubilee is doing intel. She's monitoring the cameras and everything. She's being the other women's eyes, and she also is there on the web looking to make sure if Shogo, if anybody's been looking for Shogo, and it seems like nobody has, and so kind of officially, yeah, Shogo is Jubilee's adopted child, and when they get Omega Sentinel back, she turns to her and says, "Who's this?" And she says, "This is my child, Shogo Lee." And I was like, okay, I can't wait to see the next issue where Jubilee meets up with kind of her surrogate father and tells her Wolverine. I can't wait to see it, because I've always enjoyed seeing the relationship between Wolverine and Jubilee. They've been like this for too long to see them break up. But other than that, solid issue once again. Looking forward to the next story arc, XMen number 3. Excuse me. Brian Woods, keep up the good work, sir. All right, now we move on to independent. So we got, from what independent companies we got from Vertigo, we have from IDW, Dynamite, 2 from Dark Horse, 1 from Black Mask, and the other one from Archie Comics. And let's start off with the one from Archie Comics. And Sonic the Hedgehog issue 251. This is part 12 of 12 of Worlds Collide. Look who's on the... I love that cover. Super Sonic and Super Mega Man. It all ends here. It's true. It all ends here. You really get to see this time the real dissension now between Dr. Wily and Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, whatever one you want to call it, but I refer Dr. Robotnik. Okay. Sonic, Mega Man is running low on power. He doesn't have any, energy pellets to, give him back his energy. So him and Rush merge together. There's a Rush is able to merge with him, and that's why he looks like this. That's why he looks like that, and it gives him a little bit of power boost. However, later on, because all the Chaos Emeralds around, Sonic can go Super Sonic, and he's like, "You're gonna love this. Watch this." And he's even when Mega Man merges with Rush, he's like, "That's cool, but I could top that. Watch this." And what was also cool is what happened between Roll. What Roll did, she basically contacted, believe it or not, I'm gonna show you right here. The gang, Dr. Robotnik and all the other allies are still fighting all the other robot masters, and all of a sudden, the original robot masters come. But now they're called the original Light robot masters. I guess they're now back with Dr. Light. So you got Cutsman, Fireman, Gutsman, Elect Man, Time Man, Bomb Man, Iceman, all the originals from the the first Mega Man game back, and they give the team a little assistance. And you know, Mega Man and Sonic become this. It's really cool. And Sonic is trying to explain to him, like, you're practically invulnerable, so you don't have to worry about certain things. And Mega Man is still a little concerned. He's like, I'm gonna get hit, and then he's like, and Sonic just keeps saying, practically invulnerable, dude. You're all right. And so they use chaos control to basically fix their worlds. And you know, you get to see some things in there. Sonic and Mega Man do chaos control to fix their worlds, and it was just good stuff. I loved, without spoiling too much. I'm not gonna spoil any more, guys. But other than that, this was really good. I love this crossover. Will I continue to read Sonic and Mega Man? Maybe. I'm not sure. But I was really jonesing to read this crossover. These are two characters that practically I grew up with. You know, I'm a child of the 80s. Mega Man came out in the 80s. Sonic came out early 90s. I grew up with them. Played all their games pretty much. And, you know, they're two video game icons that deserves the respect and has earned this video gamer's respect. So this was just really fun crossover. I want to thank Archie Comics and Capcom and Sega, and I want to also thank Mr. Ian Flynn, the writer of this series. The whole series he wrote. Very good stuff indeed. You guys tell me what you thought about this whole crossover as well. Alright, and we'll move on to this is issue 2, Black Mask, issue 2 of Liberator. Real heroes wear capes. Don't wear capes. They wear ski masks. Matt Miner still does the writing, and the artwork is still done by Javets Salchez Aranda. And Damon Guerrero, one of the members, he is he realizes that there's someone else that's just like him, that pretty much fights for the animals. That cover is really nice. I like the cover. You know, basically taking rabbits. You know, we finally get to see the other partner in this, who we kind of saw in the first cover. And you know, Damon's kind of shocked, but the other person knew, like, he was doing this, and she goes on to talk about why she got involved in doing this stuff. You know, breaking free animals and burning down these places. You know, she worked in a laboratory in college, and she was seeing what some of the places were doing with rabbits, like pouring anti-acids in their eyes to test on rabbits' eyes, and you know, that's not really good. I mean, that's why, you know, they use that stuff like that for certain shampoos, you know, to test on rabbits' eyes. You know, that shit ain't happening with me. That's why, you know, this is really a good story, a good book, because if you love animals and you don't want to see them get hurt, and that's what Damon and what was it, Janine? Yeah, I believe that was her name. What they realize, and this plays a big factor into, like, some of this stuff may not be as false as this just make believe. And this was just really good. This one picks up. This one is a lot better than the first issue. I will say that, definitely. So the two members are on another mission, and unfortunately, they get Damon gets a message from somebody, an organization that is like well established, well funded, that will help them. Damon is not really sure if he wants to accept their help, because he's like, this could be a trick, you know. And unfortunately, there's like a big shocker moment at the end, like a dun dun dun. Oh God, like, what's gonna happen next to them? It was just like, oh boy. But very good writing, better than the first. Liberator, number 2. Alright, move on to Dark Horse. And the final part of Akaneiro, Path of the Cloak and Wolf. Justin Acklin and Vasil Lolos, I hope I'm saying your name right. First of all, love that cover. Cover, beautiful. this is it. This is it. And basically, everything comes full circle. Connie, the main character right here, comes face to face with the the demons. We find out everything that was going on from the first issue was mainly the demons. They played head games with everybody, thinking that they were the real, cloak hunters, red hunters, but they weren't. And we realize, Connie realizes that she is of both worlds. She's the only one that can really occupy in both worlds, the world of the red hunters and the demons. And she's using these fantastic powers, and when everything comes full circle, this one was really action-packed, guys. This was really action-packed. You see her just really throwing down, taking out the demons and everything like that, being reunited with her father and everything. It was just really good. I was really liking this one. This one's really stellar. I was really very much appreciated that they saved the last issue for more of the action, but still good, stellar dialogue too. And she's come to accept the fact that she is what she is, and she's not afraid anymore. And all come full circle. You know what I'm saying? It was good stuff. And it ends with her fully a red hunter. She's taking out other demons, which is really cool. I'll show you. She's accepted the fact, and you see her right here hunting down more demons, and she's ready to go. It's good stuff. Very good indeed. I really enjoyed this. Anybody else that picked this up, I do recommend you finding the first. Well, it's done now, so you can find all 3 issues and read it for yourself. It's based off a video game. As you can see right here, there's the game in the back. It's a computer game, but it's very good. This was really good. I really enjoyed this. Like I said, I love the Eastern feel to it, the Far East feel. It's supposed to be like Red Riding Hood, but Far East style. Good stuff. Can't go wrong with that. And the last Dark Horse book is Captain Midnight, another pulp hero brought. This is issue 1. Joshua Williamson does the writing, and Fernando Dagnino does the artwork. Beautiful artwork. That cover is badass too. Now, once again, Captain Midnight is a classic character from the 40s as well, just like Spider and all those other characters just brought now. And in this issue, it picks up right where that 0 issue left off. Captain Midnight is kind of disappeared. He's now in his hideout somewhere that is still standing since the Great War, World War II. And everybody's looking for him, including the daughter of a former Nazi. What was his name? Ivan Shark. There we go, Ivan Shark. And his daughter is still around. She has a lot of power, and they're even looking for Captain Midnight. So it's a race to find Captain Midnight, who was in his hideout in Nevada. And it's really funny because one of the soldiers, one of Captain Midnight's old allies who is still around, is told her granddaughter where you might find him. And even when she's climbing up, she's like, I can't believe this is still a secret hideout. Nobody's found this place. Until, she kind of leads the military to it. But it gets really in depth from there, because we realize that Ivan Shark's daughter has operatives in the military, and they want to take out Captain Midnight as well. And Captain Midnight just does what he does best, in terms of he's basically upgrading a lot of weaponries, like jets and stuff. And of course they get, like I said, there's dissension in the ranks as well, and There's Captain Midnight to the rest. He just comes in and swoops down and takes out them, breaks this guy's neck. Snap. And then I love the line where he says, "Now that the enemy has been rooted out, what are your orders, Mr. Jones?" You know, like I said, Mr. Fanino's artwork, Nino's artwork was really good, really good. But I've been loving what they've been doing with Captain Midnight. Very good stuff, good indeed. All right, Steve Austin. Not Stone Cold Steve Austin. Steve Austin, $6 billion man, the Bionic Man. This is issue number 22, Dynamite. And Aaron Gillespie still doing the writing. And in this, Ray Legos is doing the artwork. So Steve and the OSI are still trying to figure out who hacked him and made him go on that rampage. Because now his face is plastered all over the news, and he's supposed to be presumably dead. And we know that, and the OSI members are questioning this kind of very robust hacker. And, you know, he's telling him, I had nothing to do with that, you know. But the OSI offers him a job to be Steve's partner in the field, because he's really good. He's a real good computer whiz. And we find some things out about him that, you know, why he's so good at. He does have ADA. He does have some mental issues. What is it he has again? I'm gotta make sure I remember. Yeah, he has ADD. But there are some enhancement drugs for him because he's so good at it. But they're like, okay, if you want to work for us, we'll get you a prescription for your condition, but the other drugs, those are illegal. You're not going to get those. And, you know, he kind of pissy pants about it, like, oh, but you guys can upgrade someone, you know, like, he points to Steve, like, you can upgrade him, but you can't give me what I want. And it's kind of a rocky start at, even when Steve is in the field. He goes into China to get this doctor who they need, and you know he's going to help the OSI. And you know Steve, he gets a lot of help from what is his name? What is his name? Floyd. Yeah, Floyd. He's like, Floyd's helping him. You know, like there's like these turret guns, and Floyd hacks the system, stops the guns from firing, things like that. His avatar is really funny. Like what Steve can see, like his avatar, because he's hooked into his system. I'll show you right now. It's really funny. Steve is like, "What the hell is that?" He's like, "What? It's my avatar. This is Fuzzy Nums from." You get to see it like a My Little Pony like avatar brand. It's really funny. And Steve's like, "What the fuck is that?" Like it's so funny. But it ends kind of on a cliffhanger because the doctor's like, even Floyd is even given Steve now he speaks fluent Mandarin and Chinese now, so he's like, so now you can have a conversation with the doctor, so you know you ain't gotta be like, do you speak English and everything like that. And the doctor is like saying, you know, basically, I know who you are, let me get my things, we'll get out of here, but there's one more thing, you have to get my son. And Steve's like, that wasn't part of the deal. You get my son or what? There is no deal. And when he talks about sons, it ends on that big cliffhanger. It's like, these are my son. This is my son. He's here. And it's like, what? I'll show you. It's like, what? But other than that, another solid issue of Bionic Man. I do recommend this title, but if I were you, start from the beginning. I don't think it's a good jumping point. This is not a good jumping point. Find it in trade or so from the beginning, and you'll like it. But good stuff. And next, and probably if I was doing a pick of the week, this would be it. Oh my, this would be. If I was doing a pick of the week, Daredevil and this would have probably been a tie for pick of the week. And I'm talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 24. Kevin Eastman, Tom Waltz does the Tom Waltz, and the artwork is done by Mazus Santolosio. I'm butchering the name. I apologize, but yeah, this is the part. What is this? Part 3 of City Fall story arc. I went for the classic cover. Can't go wrong with the classic. So, in a situation here, guys, without spoiling a lot, let's give you some key points. We kind of see Casey with his mother, talking to his mother, and his mother's, saying, you did everything you could for your father. Now that's not your job anymore. Sorry about that. Rice. And she's like, that's not your job anymore. He wakes up out of his coma that he was in, after they did surgery on him. And Angel and April are there, and they're telling him what's going on. The Turtles are now with Hub and Slash, and Slash says, I know where Leonardo is and everything like that, and he takes him there. And it looks like his Hub has set them up for the Foot and Shredder. Michelangelo seems to kind of he's getting a little cool with Slash. He's like, here, dude, you want some candy? And Slash like, candy. He's got so I'm like, that might come back as a good thing. And fortunately, it was right. Do the Turtles meet their fallen brother, their older brother Leo? Yes, indeed. And it is so heartfelt and such a shot to your system. If you're a true Turtle fan, it's a very shock to your system to see what goes on in this issue. I'm not going to spoil anything what goes on between Leonardo and his brothers and his father. It was just really hard. I was reading that and I'm like, no, don't do this, don't, but also I'm like, Shredder, you motherfucker. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, good stuff. Like I said, does what Michelangelo did for Slash come back to bite him in the ass? No. It actually is a good thing because something happens there between Slash and the Turtles that was cool. But what happens between the family, Splinter, and the rest of the Turtles, it's very heartbroken. It's like, man, but this was so good, guys. If I was doing a pick of the week, this and Daredevil would be tied. This was just so good. Very good. Do yourselves a favor. If you are not on board with IDW Ninja Turtles, get on board. I swear to God, and I don't swear to God a lot, but I swear, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And last but not least, Vertigo. We're going Scott Snyder, Sean Murphy's The Wake, issue 3 of 5. This just gets really intense now. The creature is loose. It's causing havoc, and it's killing people. That's all you need to know. But not only that, the creature has the ending, which the creature. The scientists have been knowing that the creature has been sending out this signal like a whale. When whales use echolocation, but it's a lot different. And what is he doing? He is calling for reinforcements, and I'm going to show you that last part. Look at that. But this creature, which is pretty much a mermaid, is it's deadly. It's deadly, and it doesn't like being captive, and it's showing why, don't fuck with Mother Nature, because she'll bite you in your ass if you screw around with her. And that's exactly what this issue right here. This is action packed, guys. This issue was action packed, indeed. Very, very, very good. Issue 3 was 2-to-1 was more of an explanation of certain things. This one was just straight up action and kind of like, oh my god, did you see it? Oh my god, did you look at that? Look at what it did. Look, oh, it's just crazy. It gets really interesting in here. But yeah, the Wake number 3 of 10, good. All right, so there you have it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's books. Give my take on it. I will see you hopefully next week, God willing. If anything to turn up, guys, I will let you guys know. But other than that, this is my Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. Follow everybody, you know, I don't even have to say it, you know, follow everybody, all the family, all the Dark Avenger Inc. family, you know, good friends like Chloe and Mark from FatStakeofComics. I mentioned Mike Spider Slayer, you can't go wrong. Comic Uno, you can't go wrong. And of course, me master, me sensei, me mentor, Blue Goblin. I guarantee you guys, just follow and you can't go wrong. I'll see you guys next week, guys. Take care.